trouble from the skies.
I can't quite put words to describe what this scene looks like.
The latest on a deadly jet crash killing several people on the ground. Showcasing the Sunshine State.
It's always nice to have somewhere you call home while you are away from home.
An annual event at the heart of the nation's capital. And Spanish story time.
I think it's incredibly important to promote Spanish in young children.
An author describing the importance of family and unity in children's books. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Samantha Gutierrez.
I'm Paula Sirignano. Today is Friday, May 23rd, 2025.
Live from the Lee Caplin School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
A residential neighborhood is an investigation scene this morning after a deadly plane crash. Investigators are on the scene this morning following the death of several people.
The plane went down yesterday morning in San Diego. It was a business jet that crashed into a neighborhood for military families. The jet took off from New Jersey and stepped in Wichita, Kansas, before making its way to Southern California.
I can't quite put words to describe what this scene looks like. But with the jet fuel going down the street and everything on fire all at once, it was pretty horrific to see.
6 people were on board the plane. While the exact number of deaths is not confirmed, authorities believe there are no survivors. Thankfully, no one in the neighborhood died, but 8 were taken to the hospital.
Stepped up security at Jewish places of worship this morning following an anti-Semitic attack. The 2 victims of last Wednesday's shooting were Israeli embassy staff members who were attending an event at a Jewish museum. As CNN's Ivan Rodriguez reports, the man yelled, "Free Palestine," while being arrested.
Last night, really our worst fears came true.
A shocking act of violence on a night focused on peace.
This year, the focus was on humanitarian diplomacy. It was on finding ways to work together in an interfaith way across the region to help bring peace.
Yaron Lashinsky and Sarah Milgram, 2 Israeli embassy staffers set to be engaged, according to the Israeli ambassador, killed Wednesday night while leaving an event for young professionals at the Capitol Jewish Museum.
They were a beautiful couple who came to enjoy an evening in Washington's Cultural Center.
According to investigators, the couple were shot outside of the museum Wednesday night around 9. D.C. police identified the suspect as 31-year-old Chicago native Elias Rodriguez. Eyewitness video obtained by CNN appears to show the suspect as he's taken into custody. The FBI and D.C. police have launched their investigation, and the Israeli embassy is assisting.
We will not tolerate any acts of terrorism, and we're going to stand together as a community in the coming days and weeks to send a clear message that we will not tolerate anti-Semitism.
I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Request denied. A deputy charged with manslaughter here in Florida is not allowed to travel this morning after a court hearing. Protesters took to the courthouse steps near Pensacola Tuesday, the same day as a hearing from a former deputy accused of shooting and killing an airman last year. His mother says she's outraged. The suspect even asked the judge for permission to travel.
You said you wanted to make sure you went back home to your family. That means you saying that I deserve everything I'm going through. That means you're saying that my baby deserved it.
Body cam footage captured the incident last May. The victim answered the door of an apartment with a gun in his hand. He died from his injuries.
One state is making a big name for itself on Capitol Hill with its own version of diplomacy, and we happen to be residents of it. Florida's very own embassy in Washington, D.C. isn't a traditional one, but it's making a big impression during a citywide celebration of global cultures. Caplin's Laura Iglesias take us inside Florida House during the annual Passport D.C. celebration.
Here at the Florida Embassy on Capitol Hill, the Sunshine State is taking center stage. From citrus samples to cultural displays, this passport event is showing visitors that Florida's impact stretches far beyond celebrating its global connections. Right here in Washington. Let's check it out. Florida housed it's what's known as a state embassy, the only one of its kind in the nation. While it's not an official embassy in the international sense, this nonprofit, non-partisan organization welcomes Floridians and their guests to Washington, offering hospitality, educational programs, and a direct link to the congressional delegation.
Passport DC is Washington, D.C.'s annual celebration of international embassies across D.C. Over 60 of the international embassies participate, and this year it was Florida House's first time being added to the program.
During Passport DC's Embassy Unlocked event, Florida House transforms into a cultural showcase offering fresh orange juice from local vendor, vibrant artwork, and a warm welcome for anyone missing the Sunshine State.
Heard that America's only state embassy was here and it was for Florida, so we heard about this open embassy night and thought it would be really cool to connect with other Floridians, wear our Florida gear.
For many attendees, Florida House isn't just a building, it's a piece of home, and for some, it's even a regular stop on their travels.
It's always nice to have somewhere you call home while you are away from home. And I still live in Central Florida, but I come to DC regularly. And I always, when I have a chance to stop by while being on Capitol Hill, I come, say hi, get some orange juice, kind of like getting that sunshine by while being busy here up and down on the hill.
The Florida Embassy here in DC is a special showcase of the unique ties that Florida has to the world. Reporting from Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C., I'm Laura Iglesias.
Florida's Department of Environmental Protection is revising its plan to preserve Biscayne Bay, but not everyone's on board with the changes.
And some residents and advocates say that the bay is in crisis and that the current plan doesn't go far enough. The Florida Department of Environmental Protection held a public meeting to present its updated plan for Biscayne Bay. While the state highlighted environmental goals, some community members voiced concern about the plan's approach to protecting the bay.
This is our lovely little sanctuary, so we're just coming there to make sure what can be done to preserve this feeling of being in the country.
Biscayne Bay is showing clear signs of distress, with environmental damage that experts say can't be ignored. Yet advocates argue that the state's draft plan prioritizes education and outreach over direct action and stronger enforcement measures.
The concern is, like, Biscayne Bay is at a tipping point. We've seen seagrass die-offs, fish kills. You know, we have big issues facing the bay. And the Department of Environmental Protection is proposing making the plan a lot softer. It's more about education and outreach than it is about enforcement and protection of the resource.
Resources at the state level are set to be stretched thin, forcing staff to divide their attention across multiple areas, which some say leaves critical parts of Biscayne Bay underprotected.
Staff is limited in what they can do. They're stretched pretty thin, and so they take all these different areas and they kind of divide them up almost like dealing cards, trying to give little sections not to the group that's most qualified to do the work, but to the group that has the resources available to do the work. So the group that's doing Biscayne Bay, they're over their heads, so to speak. I mean, they're just overwhelmed.
Still, community engagement remains strong, with many hopeful that continued public pressure will push for a stronger and more comprehensive protection plan.
Our voice does have power, and by this many people showing up, I'm really encouraged to see that hopefully they'll work with us and continue to strengthen this plan to make it as best as it could be before it's finalized.
Public comments on the plan remain open through June 5th, giving the community a chance to speak up before the final decision is made.
South Florida knows hurricanes, and this season could put that experience to the test. NOAA predicts an above-average year, 13 to 19 named storms, with up to 10 becoming hurricanes. 3 to 5 could reach major status category, 3 or stronger. But as the region prepares, concerns grow over the federal cuts to NOAA and FEMA. Local officials warn it could mean slower forecast updates and delayed recovery from storm-hit communities.
SpaceX is clear for another Starship launch, despite its explosive track record. The most powerful rocket ever built has failed twice this year, scattering debris near the Caribbean and Atlantic islands. But yesterday, the FAA approved a new launch, saying SpaceX met all safety and environmental rules. The next attempt could come soon, as the company races to try and push space travel to new limits.
The Panthers try to steal another playoff road game before returning home to Sunrise.
And that's still ahead, and so is the story.
Every month, we hold a storytelling session for children in Spanish. It's an activity that was born from my initiative.
Grab a seat and get ready to listen as one local city hosts storytime in Spanish. Don't go anywhere. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Bill is a family man. He invests his money wisely and provides a good life for his children. Just one problem. He often opens emails from senders he doesn't know, and his computer is not password protected. One day, Bill checked his bank account and 94% of malware attacks originate from emails. Don't be like Bill. Take your cybersecurity seriously.
Spanish Stories, part of a free event for children. Promoting language and family values from an early age was at the heart of a special event at Doral Culture and Arts Center.
And Caplin News reporter Stephanie Tenia was there as author Lismar Marcano shared Spanish language books that brought children and parents together through stories filled with love and tradition.
Right here at Doral Cultural Arts Center, little ones are diving into the magic of a language and imagination through colorful books, songs, and stories, all in Spanish. As storytelling filled with love, tradition, and language came to life in the Doral Cultural Arts Center, author and publisher Lismar Marcano hosted a special reading event in Spanish where young listeners explore stories that highlight family values, heritage, and the joy of storytelling in her native language. Among the stories shared were ¿Qué hay para cenar? And En casa de mis abuelos, two beautifully illustrated books that celebrate culture and everyday moments.
Every month, we hold a storytelling session for children in Spanish. It's an activity that was born from my initiative. Many new families join the events, and it's the most beautiful thing. I have a degree in theater, and I started creating theater for children. Later, in Venezuela, I managed to open my own publishing house. Right now, I have published over 14 books with books and play.
I'm the mother of a 3-year-old boy, and today I'm here to do the storytelling because I think it's incredibly important to promote Spanish in young children and the importance of the quality time that we have with children and, in a way, being able to promote in them a love of reading.
For many families, this wasn't just a story time or a storytelling. It was a moment to connect, to celebrate culture, and to pass on language and love one page at a time. Through stories that speak the language of home, these events show how books can build bridges, not just between generations, but across cultures. From their first work to their favorite stories, events like this leave a lasting imprint, keeping Spanish alive in the hearts of a new generation. Reporting from Doral, I'm Stephanie Tenia, Caplin News.
The Florida Panthers are celebrating this morning after they crushed the Hurricanes in Game 2 with a shutout win. The Panthers set the tone early of just 6 minutes in. Gustav Forsling blasted the first goal off the snapshot. Then Matthew Tkachuk and Sam Bennett each scored in the first period. Bennett would go on to make it 2 for the night, and captain Alexander Barkov sealed the deal in the third. The final score was a dominating 5-0 Panthers win. The series continues back at home in Sunrise tomorrow night.
3-0. That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Paula Siniñano.
I'm Samantha Gutierrez. Get more news anytime at caplinnews.fiu.edu.